Well, well. Remember this game? I do. I remember my roommate buying this thing in college. He was psyched out of his mind over the thought of an awesome shooter with an awesome Wild West theme. This game certainly delivered on the latter, but is Gun the shooter as awesome as Gun the concept? Well, yes and no.
Come on!
Released in 2005, which is already 8 years ago, holy crap, what happened? Gun comes from Neversoft, same developer that did the Tony Hawk games. In fact, you look at their resume and it's basically 3 things. A bunch of Tony Hawk games, then Gun, then a bunch of Guitar Hero games. It's one of the only games they've ever done that was, well, something original and different. Sadly, it was also the last one they ever did. Then, back to the mega franchises. Bang bang! And it's a shame, too, because with Gun, Neversoft really got to flex their creative muscle a bit. Playing as a hunter from the Old West, soon find out the guy you thought was your father isn't. Thing is, he tells you minutes before he's killed, so clearly, revenge is step 2.
I ain't your father. Now, go.
It's a dish best served with a side of hot lead. The story's actually really good. It's interesting, it's presented well. I mean, for better or worse, video games have gotten even more cinematic since 2005, so Gun can feel a bit dated at times, but it's still very well done. The settings, the characters, Gun really nails that Old West feel. It's dusty, it's hot, and it's dangerous. And that's just Jenny.
Keep the change.
But the gameplay, on the other hand, that's a different story. Now, don't get me wrong, it's perfectly fine, but story and presentation are the strengths of Gun. This is a game you play for that, and when you're done, that's what you remember. The gameplay works, but it's not quite as A-list as the game's cast and concepts. But fortunately, though, Gun is still a really solid third-person shooter. And one of the game's central mechanics is quick draw. Basically, you fill up this meter by pulling off cool kills, headshots, combos, things like that. And with that meter, you can go into a kind of slow-motion bullet time sequence. You flick between targets with the analog stick. You fire off rounds. It's really cool. It's a defining element of Gun, even though it's kind of been done to death since. There are a lot of things about Gun that have been done to death. I mean, even the game's structure, that kind of open world design with the optional side missions, is even less unique now than just 8 years ago. Shooting isn't terribly precise, the game's definitely a bit short. Thing is, yes, Gun has its shortcomings, but its gameplay is just good enough to let its character shine. And character is where Gun is right on target.
Failure was not an option.